You want to meet great people before you become their business partner, or you get to know you. And if you are in growth mindset, you are in giving more. And about your personality, today's guest is has many qualities. He's advisor, public speaker, founder, CEO of Esposito Intellectual Enterprises LLC. Please help me welcome Brian J. Esposito. Welcome, Brian.
Hi, Mohammed. Thank you for having me.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Yeah, so it started 20 years ago. Everything that I've built to this day was everything that I had to learn and accomplish for my own needs and survival. So whenever I ran into a jam for my own businesses or companies, I had to find resources and relationships to help me get through that, whether it was a business hurdle, a financial hurdle, some sort of situation that I wasn't prepared to know how to experience or go through. I built a pretty unique ecosystem and model where I, again, help myself survive and thrive through those moments. And then, present day, the world that I've built currently has 75 holdings in it as of the end of last month. I've accumulated over 150 joint ventures around the world and currently operating in over 25 different industries. So, with that being said, there's quite an arsenal of resources, partnerships, again, companies that I have direct access to, and I get to work and help startups, even up to Fortune 500 companies, in creating new value and creating new opportunities.
What are top three mistakes to avoid?
The biggest thing that you need to try to avoid is acting with a high sense of emotion. It's always great to take a step back, whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing, to be calm about it. So a mistake that a lot of people jump into, whether it's even personal or professional, is they just jump right into a reaction and they go after however they're feeling with high emotions. So avoid emotions. And definitely avoid surrounding yourself with certain people that you do not want to work with or need to work with. I tend to always believe, I don't care how much money you can make working with somebody, if they're not ethical, moral, or have good values, I don't want to work with them. So no emotions. Avoid inviting certain people into your inner circle. And the other thing is, don't waste your time. Make sure that anything that you do has a reward of some kind, whether it's something you're passionate about or a financial reward or some kind of self-worth reward, and be sure to always use your time wisely.
What is the greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Greatest failure story happened on February 12th of 2016, where I got into a very, very bad car accident. A drunk driver hit me head on, and my entire world turned upside down. So I had to not only get better physically and get my health back in order, I also had to deal with rebuilding my entire life. I had the wrong people in roles that they should not have been in. I quickly realized I was the glue that was holding all these companies together. I was the piece that brought all the deal flow. I was the piece that held all the relationships. And when you took me out of that equation, my world collapsed. So since then, it was a very eye-opening experience on how I needed to change my business model, how I needed to change my personality in certain situations, and be much more stronger and assertive, and ensure, like I said before, that I had the right people in my life, the right support system. And it was a long and painful road of getting things back to a place where I was comfortable with. And here we are. I rebuilt. I'm smarter, stronger, and more experienced than I was then. And I have a good sense of understanding about life. And I believe I can handle basically almost anything at this point.
What are your top three success secrets that others can follow?
Top three secrets for any entrepreneur is have patience. You need to be passionate about what you do. You have to wake up in the morning and feel good about what you're going to go and accomplish throughout the day. And something that's very important for the way that I'm wired is that I need to always take ownership of the whatever I'm experiencing, and not point blame at anybody else. If my certain piece of my day was disrupted, or if a business hit a hurdle, or if I dealt with a certain personality that tried to hurt me or harm me or take advantage of me, that is all on me. And then what you need to do from that is understand how that happened, and ensure that it doesn't happen again. So patience, passion, and take ownership of any setbacks, and become smarter from them.
What is the most impactful business book you read, and what did you learn from it?
Oh, I gotta say, it's my man Gary Laney, The Power of Strategic Influence. This thing is mashed potatoes and gravy. Not only is it about an entire world that we're going through right now, but it involves 12 amazing entrepreneurs from various different industries. I may or may not be one of them mentioned in this book, but it really hits on what leaders need to do, their roles in life, how they influence certain industries and markets, and how they inspire not only their employees, but the consumers or customers that they reach. So phenomenal book, just came out, and it's a #1 Amazon seller in 5 different book categories. So very excited for Gary, and I'm honored to be part of that wonderful publication.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for someone that people can rely on, someone that always did what they say they were going to do, whether it took a day or 10 years. If I say I'm going to do something, I see it to the end. And I'd like to be remembered by people that, again, someone that they can rely and depend on, and someone that was there in the trenches with them.
How do you overcome a challenge like throws at you?
Just do it. I don't even think about it. Life is full of challenges. When 2020 hit us and the world got hit with a global pandemic, in my mind, because I already have been through so much, it was just another problem. And if you can sift through it, and again, take a step back, be calm, you can always find opportunities. You can always be creative and clever on ways to navigate through those situations. And there will be another problem, probably a problem dealt with today that I didn't expect to. That is just life. And the quicker that you know how to get through it correctly, and the more experiences that you go through, the more seasoned you are, the easier it is for you to address those problems and take care of them, hopefully in the best manner that doesn't hurt anybody or hurts the least amount of people possible.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
As far as my partner, business partner, I guess
You
that's
can give
good.
any,
I guess it's a business partner. Everything has to have everything has to somehow make money and become self-sufficient. I am not a fan of the idea of a unicorn. I'm not a fan of valuations that are not sustainable. I'm very old school in the manner where you need to go into a business concept or regroup a business that's failing and find ways to make money, create revenues, create positive earnings, and that business needs to be valued properly on earnings. That's what the stock market does, and that's what I believe every company needs to find a way to do. If you do become a unicorn, God bless you, it's amazing. But when there is an IPO moment, most of those unicorns, the market does not think they can sustain those valuations, and we've seen many of them with their market cap and stock price drop dramatically and take years to rebuild. And sometimes they exceed their IPO prices. But if you don't have sustainable earnings, you don't have future projected sustainable earnings, then I don't think you have a good business.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now. I get to work and help with amazing startups. I get to work with incredible executives from all over the world. And I am doing what I want to do for the first time in my life. I'm surrounded by people that I love to work with. And I have a great model that I believe I can rinse and repeat time and time again, and continue to help companies grow and continue to feel self-worth for what my role is in this world, and how I accomplish my own happiness. So I'm doing what I want to do.
Who is your living mentor, and what is the impact they have on you?
I get to ask this question a lot. I don't have a traditional mentor. I learned a lot from my father growing up through the years with his hard work and drive, and what he did to provide for his family. I took those aspects and I applied them to my life. But I don't have a mentor. I get inspired by startups every day when I get to meet new entrepreneurs, new founders, and I get to feed off of their energy and passion into new opportunities that they're creating. So my living mentor happens very frequently when I get to meet new startups and new founders going into a new market.
What are you grateful for today?
Today, I'm very grateful to have built a career and a professional career where I get to be on mediums and podcasts like yours, Mohammed. I love to think about all of my actions from, I don't know, 12 years old, whenever it started to become significant. Every decision you make, every lack of decision you make, every path you go down leads to where you presently are. And I'm presently on a great conversation with you. And that I'm very grateful for. And I'm excited to see what the future holds with decisions I've made up until this point.
Why is being impactful important to you?
I think we all have a purpose. It's important for me to go through this life and make sure that I have some sort of positive impact, not only on my life or the people that depend on me or rely on me, but also the domino effect of that. That whole pay it forward concept I believe strongly in. I'm a huge believer in karma. Karma happens to operate a lot quicker than it used to. It's very interesting to see how things come back to you, good and bad, when you throw good and bad out into the world. And I think it would be a sin if you go through this life and not at least impact one person or one situation where someone can often think about you and thank you, just through a prayer or virtually, and say, I'm glad I met that guy, or I'm glad I met that girl. So I want to have a purpose here, and I want to make sure that I've helped at least one person on this journey that I'm on.
How do you start your day?
I start my day every morning with a cup of delicious venti pike Starbucks, and that's all I need. Then I go through the day. It's usually, I'm a very on and off the plate kind of person, so things get thrown at me constantly, 24/7, and I don't have a list or a pile up that I need to go through. It's as things happen, we address them, we take care of them, and then we're on to the next. And I got a great routine. I love what I'm doing. I love the opportunities that I get presented with, and I enjoy taking the way that I think and my resources and my strategies to be able to help companies and even myself and my holding company grow.
Who is your ideal client?
Whenever I go into a partnership with somebody, I initially need to know that we can work well together, that we're very like-minded, have similar morals, values, and ethics. I don't care if I can make $1 billion with somebody. If I don't agree with their business principles or the way that they work, or my feeling of their values, then I walk away. I want to do good business with good people. I believe money is a byproduct of that. So I initially always want to work with someone that's driven. I'm a workaholic, so I love to work. I want to feed off of people that also love to work, love to strategize, and that's it. Simple business practices that are timeless. I always look for in a partner, or a joint venture partner, and it's important that we work together for a few months before I start to really open up my world. I want to make sure that my sense of them is on point, that they are there for the right reasons. They want to grow their company, and they'll do everything possible ethically to grow their company, and that they're all in. Once I see that they're all in, and then I believe that, then they have full access to my world and my resources.
What is the advice you would give to your younger self?
My advice would be, you're doing great. Stay on path, because you're gonna hit a ton of road bumps. You're gonna hit a ton of hurdles, and you're gonna deal with people that are out to hurt you and get you. And you're gonna have moments where you're gonna feel jaded and bitter, and you're gonna get through those moments, and you're gonna make the right decision, and you're gonna get through your life being a happy, positive person. So I would say to myself, you're doing great. Don't avoid anything, because the more experience that you go through, the better equipped you are to handle life. And I'm not going to give you any advice like to go and buy Bitcoin, because I like where I ended up right now. So keep up what you're doing.
How can we support you?
Well, I would be honored to, once this becomes live, we promote it, we get this message out there. And every time I do these great podcasts or interviews, I get to meet new, wonderful people from around the world. And EIE.rocks is a corporate website. It's there to give you insight of all the holdings and companies that I've accumulated over the years, all of the partnerships. There's over 40 podcasts, webinars, expert panels, TV and radio interviews that I've done. And I love doing them. They really connect with people all over the world. They inspire people. And because of them, I get to meet new opportunities and go down new paths and ventures that I may not have known about.
What would you say about your guest experience on the show today?
I've enjoyed the entire experience. It was great that we connected, I believe, thanks to an amazing platform like LinkedIn, where I get to meet a lot of new, wonderful entrepreneurs and TV journalist hosts such as yourself. And yeah, I'm excited about what we could possibly do, who we're going to possibly reach, and have the opportunity to once again create new friends and maybe new business partners out in the world.
What would you say as a final word?
Yeah, as a final word, anybody out there that's an entrepreneur, I love hearing about your stories. It's what you're doing it takes a lot of risk, takes a lot of strength, and every time I meet someone that leaves the corporate safe world to go after their passion, to go after their dreams, to me, I get very addicted to those types of personalities. I want to see them succeed. It's not going to be easy, and I can say the harder the journey, the harder the road, the more rewarding the outcome. So take those speed bumps with pride, learn from them, learn as much as you can from good people, but as well as much as you can from bad people, because the better off that you are in the end, and the more you have to lose, you need to know what to look out for. You need to know what kind of personalities to stay away from. So, I often say when someone does some harm to you or shows you a vulnerability that you had about yourself, thank them so you can work on yourself, so you can become stronger, smarter, and more experienced to handle what the future lies for you. So anybody that wants to reach out to me, I'm always make myself available. Honored to find ways to help and connect anybody that's looking to progress their entrepreneur career or their startup or their even well-seasoned company that may be hitting some issues. I'm here to help, and I love that role that I play.
Brian, thank you so much for your time and wisdom. On the behalf of Entrepreneur Empowerment Club and our entire team, we truly appreciate you. I hope our path cross again with another topic in future. And until then, bye-bye.
Thank you, Mohammed. Have a great day.